we starting herbaceously? Herbaceously?
Welcome back to the Dude Man Do It podcast.
Dude, man, duos. What are we doing today, man?
Today we were thinking about some AI, dude. This last week, man, I was diving hard into AI, and then started making me thinking about some exciting AI gaming stuff.
So AI in relation to gaming, what the future holds.
Yeah, some pros.
Pros and
mostly
cons.
positive.
I mean, there's going to be some cons.
You can go some doom and glooming if you want to, but we'll stick more positive. It's more fun to stay more positive, I think.
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting topic because I feel like with AI, there's this double-edged sword going on.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, it seems like there's going to be a lot of potential benefits from it.
Oh yeah, there's
exciting things. It's going to make video game development way quicker and easier and less expensive. But
SAO is going to be coming to real life soon.
Sword Art Online, we're going to be able to maybe
just plug in, dude. That's
dreams, dude. Goals,
dreams, and nightmares.
There's also there's also a double-edged sword too, because potentially a lot of people might lose their jobs. Animators, voice actors, you know what I mean, developers, and potentially some really interesting things in the future with universal income, and it's just like it's a whole myriad of potential bad things and potential good things, and it's really it's a pretty interesting topic.
What I heard, the way it was described, is there's infinite amount of good that can come from this and 10 times that amount of bad. So
with that statement, infinite,
which means there's infinite possibilities.
But can you be 10 times infinite?
It was a figure of speech that a guy.
I don't think that math.
It doesn't make much. It's not mathematically, but it's pretty much letting you know that there's a lot. It's a way of saying there's a lot of good stuff, but there's even more bad, and we need to pay. It's just like a figure of speech I heard him say, and I like the way he described it. But yeah, so I mean, we have to be very cautious moving forward. I think there's going to be a lot of good, a lot of exciting things coming from it, and so we're going to stay more on the positive things because we're the Dude Man Duos talking about video games.
We're dreamers.
Anime.
We're dreaming,
and our game, we could probably make it within 5 years. But
dude, what if we could make our own game?
We just described our own game in our lab.
That would be sweet.
I'm ready for it, dude. We just have him listen to our podcast and say,
"Hey,
make it."
Hey, AI,
do it.
Hey, AI.
But there's so much cool stuff
game
coming out, dude. Like it's crazy how fast it's going too. Because I remember couple years ago, that app that made our photos, like the AI photos.
Oh yeah, dude.
And we were so stoked. You put in your picture and it turns you into like in a nerdy fashion, whatever. It's old technology now, but when it first came out, I was excited. Actually, I'll grab it real fast.
Curtis loves this photo.
I love this photo. Oh,
Curtis loves this photo. It looks like he's crying. I think Curtis likes it because it makes him feel like he's more of an emotional person.
So I got photos of me, my brother, and my dad, and my wife for Christmas and for the AI, because this is when it first came out, and then it was cool. I thought it was fun. But what I was getting at is that is like nothing now.
Yeah,
like that's on you can do that on ChatGPT instantly. We had to pay for that on a service, so that service is no longer existing. They made a little bit of money for like a year or two, and now they're out of business probably. Yeah. But like it's just crazy how fast it's going, and it's going to get even faster. At least by everything we've been told. I'm not a technology guy, but all the professionals.
Listening to people talk about AI and is interesting because they have some extreme takes that a lot of it's doom and gloom, but also some of it is like exciting. And I'm like, how much of this is just conjecture and how much of this will be reality? And on one hand, these guys are the professionals that are really into the AI scene. But on the other hand, sometimes when you're in a scene, you're so focused on the AI that you kind of have blinders on, you know what I mean? Because so many people have been wrong with projections in the past that were the professionals, you know what I mean? So
I think a really important thing to look at AI in the future is not, I mean, there's always, like I said, this is the doomer, right? You can just look to see if people are saying, oh, it's going to take over the world, iRobot's coming, that kind of stuff. And that's not the part to pay attention to. We don't know what the possibilities is, and it's pointless to freak out on what you don't know. But I think the one thing to focus on is maybe paying attention to how to address this new world. I think is what's going to be a thing for us to focus on. Because like being able to realize the mental stuff that can happen, being able to find enjoyment in other things than your job if it might go away, just stuff like that. Being able to have more in your life than certain things that might address.
I like well-rounded. To be a well-rounded individual, so that if some of these doom and gloom things happen, like a lot of people lose their jobs, just being prepared for that, so that you're
mentally ready.
I do like that because. We can't be for sure that any of this stuff will happen. However, working on being a more well-rounded person is going to benefit regardless.
Yeah, win-win.
And so it's a win-win. If it doesn't happen, it's a win. If it did happen, then you're prepared. But getting to a point where you don't take all of your self-worth and identity, you don't derive that just from your job and what you do. I think that's important because
it's very important,
if AI gets to a point where a lot of people lose their job and your identity is wrapped up in your job, then you're going to have a really hard time. And so
you're going to have an identity crisis eventually. So, I mean, just being able to like prep for that, find enjoyment in other things, like hobbies. When we talked about hobbies and how important they are, we do gaming. Gaming is going to benefit so much from AI, so that's kind of exciting on our end. Sorry, but there's tons of other stuff. Being able to get out in nature still, like just being prepped for this crazy future that we might see in 5 to 10 years, and find the enjoyments in it, but also pace yourself.
And one of my biggest things is relationships.
Oh yeah,
friendships. That should be. If you have really good friends, if you have a really good wife or husband, and you've poured into relationships, that can be one of the things that, regardless of what storm happens, you're able to weather it, because a lot of your identity can be bolstered by your relationships.
Yeah.
If you have good ones.
Well, for me, I've actually kind of naturally always been this way, because I've never really identified myself with my work. I've always worked, just labor jobs that pay the bills that I don't really love, but I just do the work. I like moving and working with my hands, so that's something that makes me continue to do it. But I mean, my relationships are how I identify myself with, like you and Heidi, my wife, my brother, like Nate, Jeremiah, all like these. That's who I am. Will.
Ideally, in my mind, AI works in tandem with the developers and the idea people.
Yeah.
And it only makes the job easier and less expensive, so that we get more games, better games. I don't want a future where AI is just making all the games all the time, and it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I have a hard time believing it to be that, because in order for AI to do something, it's going to need someone to want something, I feel like, unless it just becomes fully autonomous, which I don't know why it would make video games if it's autonomous. If it would want to react to someone else wanting something, right? So someone else would still have to ask the AI to do it and have a vision. Maybe some people would just make me a cool, fun game in this aesthetic. Maybe, I don't know. But there's a lot of cool possibilities. Just people being able to make the game that they want to play. So it doesn't have to be massive multiplayer online thing. I mean, like some people might want that still, and that's maybe where more development will come, and maybe you'll have studios of people or less people, more people who a couple people who understand AI, so they're really good at dealing with it. A couple people that have their storyboard or something that they know how to the systems in place. So it would probably be a lot smaller teams, So I mean, there's a lot of cool future with that. More accessibility, less big business, big money stuff fully controlling it, because almost everyone would have the access to it at some point. At least that's what it's looking like. So that's kind of cool.
It is cool. It's not there yet.
No.
But the thing is at the rate that it's progressing, it's going to get there pretty quick.
Probably 5 years.
There's definitely a lot of naysayers out there with AI that, like, oh, AI is not good enough. And like,
it's gonna
currently you're correct, but think about how fast it's progressing. It will get there. So I read something about it doubling every 7 months.
It's insane. And that's just, you ever heard Yeah, would you rather have $1 million or a penny every day that doubles for a month? And then the month's like 9 million or something like that. So it's kind of the same thing with AI. If every 7 months it's doubling its computing power, it just like 5 years from now, that's 25. Well, yeah, like 30 times stronger than it is now, something like that. So it's like, just think about that, and it's going to keep doubling. So it's just, it's
we
crazy.
Assume, yeah.
Well, that's what the projections
all, I mean,
are.
a lot of it's conjecture, but it's the rate that it's going.
The idea behind it. Yeah.
So I already use AI a decent amount when I'm I use it in a way because I'm already pretty in my own mind. I'm like, the way my mind works, I'm creative and I come up with ideas. And I use AI as kind of like a check, where it's like almost like I've got my own team. Like, I've got ideas and then I'll check with it to see like what it thinks, and then it'll give me some pointers. It's kind of almost like to be able to like expand my horizon a little bit.
It's like an assistant.
It's like an assistant,
which
right?
They're called assistants too. So
I don't like the idea of just using AI for everything. And I think that down the road, I think that authentic human content, like podcasts that are done by humans, I think it's going to be more desirable, because I think there's going to get to a point where there's so much AI content that people are going to be like AI fatigued.
Yeah, pretty much. People are so socially driven. So I feel like we're going to have to go down that road of, forcing ourselves. And then like one thing too, I was thinking is like, because of like the way it's probably going to turn out with people losing their jobs, right? And then like new jobs coming out, we'll see how it goes, but people have more time on their hands. So therefore they're going to be watching more content, obviously, naturally. Hopefully people still go outside and be healthy, but they're going to be like, people saying that people won't have as many kids. I'm like, I think it might be the opposite.
Well, because they're going to have more time on their hands.
Time with their kids.
They're not going to have to. If this future comes to play where AI produces enough income so that everybody has universal basic income, people are going to have more time on their hands, so they're probably going to have more kids.
Yeah,
because that's going to fill some more of the time.
Hopefully, maybe like more meaningful ways to fulfill your life, because work is not the way to do that. Maybe some people like it, that's fine, but there's so much more to life when it comes to family and community. And I think that this could be that's a positive way to look at it. Is this could be a way to get away from needing to work to support so much, and being able to be with your family and find meaning in that. However, as a guy, you find a lot of meaning in providing and like a structure and being able to pursue something. So that's going to create new problems with that. And being able to, like I said, find meaning in life in different ways. It's going to be an interesting dynamic and a switch.
And again, this is all conjecture.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Who knows?
We don't know.
It could even get to a point where we just can't get enough computing power for AI to get past a certain point.
Oh, that's one way to think of it. Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I like to always, anytime we talk about AI, I'll always like to put that caveat in there that it's all conjecture. We just don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What if there's a theory. EMP that goes off and destroys all of our progress with the AI, and it's like, well, that was an interesting idea, but now
that was a window of our history that we never went down.
It's just you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
So it's like,
it's fun to talk about, but we don't know. Right. We don't have any
Take
idea.
it with a grain of salt. I like to go through an it's intellectually stimulating for me to think about the potential. Mm-hmm. But I always step back and consider it with a grain of salt. It's like, we just don't know what it's going to be like.
Yeah, because we don't know. I don't even my brain doesn't even go there. I just try to think of the positive stuff and then the way to adapt with it if it happens.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not thinking this is going to happen, but it's more like, if this happens, how do we address it?
Yeah.
And what are the fun things we can do?
I do think it would be pretty awesome if we could sit down. And eventually it gets to a point where AI can help us make a video game. So we sit down and we design a video game, and AI's there helping us.
No coding needed.
That would be so sick, because I don't know how to code.
No.
And I don't have enough time to learn how to code at this point in my life.
You don't need to.
And so it would be awesome to use AI to be able to build a video game. But now, those who are into coding, I wonder... I mean, you could just work with AI to like do other stuff. So you could do the coding. Yeah, and maybe AI could do the other stuff that you're not good at. I actually heard somebody mention this and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense to me. It's going to be like made in the US.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of people desire things to be made in the US because of X, Y, or Z.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or you want to, it's also buy local, right? Yeah. That whole concept. I actually do like to buy local when I can.
Well, yeah,
but like you don't have to buy local. No, and you'll save money if you don't buy local. However, there's a lot of people that desire to buy local. Well, yeah. So in that same avenue of thinking, when it comes to AI and developing video games, I feel like there's going to be a lot of games coming out that are developed by AI. They're going to be a lot less expensive and a lot more, available. But I probably think that there will still be this desire for human-made games.
I agree. Yeah. I just don't think the coding part will survive because why? Because that's not the creative part of the game. Does that make sense?
I don't think we know enough about coding to really
just what I've heard from other stuff. I could be completely wrong, but I mean, like,
because we know nothing about coding.
No, so but I know the job descriptions in making a video game, and there's like the art design people, the people that design, and then they send it to the systems. The coding is the systems in place from the people that tell the coders what they want.
I don't know much about coding.
I could be wrong, but just from what I've heard,
I don't know enough about coding, but I can see people wanting projects potentially down the road that are like, I only want my project to be designed, made, curated, coded by humans.
We'll have to see. I mean, you're more optimistic in that than I am.
I am, for sure.
Like I do believe that will be a thing where people will want things made by humans still, especially like furniture and all sorts of like niche stuff. When it comes to technology, I don't know if that's going to be as desired as, but maybe. We'll see. I don't really have that view right now, but I do believe people will want, like, you'll still have groups of people that are going to design games for like the idea and stuff.
Here's a crazy thing, dude.
Dude, is he coming to party day?
He likes me, bro. Can we see that guy?
You say I see Carl, dude?
Look at him, dude.
Little stink bug.
Just don't stink on me, bro.
I know, right? Don't squeeze him. Don't scare him.
Yeah. Imagine this. Game comes out. Yeah. You're playing it. You see a bug in the game. And you just like, do a little bug report. And almost immediately, because of how fast AI can work, the bug is fixed.
Yeah, almost.
Whoa,
you'd have to be a developer that accepts it. Because you got people just changing the code of the game. Like, fix this now, mess with something else.
I mean, there would definitely be checks and balances in there for sure. Like, is it actually a bug? You know what I mean? But
yeah, it would be. It's really fascinating just to think about what's to come. Even like getting into like the whole chip thing of getting plugged into. We've always thought about that as like a cool thing, but also, I mean, obviously there's scary things involved. But we like talking about the fun and just being like plugged into like a world where you can like feel and stuff. It just some of that stuff just seems super cool.
There's just some fantasy like ASO.
Yeah.
Or Sword Art SAO. It's just the idea of that. You can't help but imagine that being amazing.
Probably naturally bad for humanity, but like awesome to think about.
But like when we're like 80 years old and we can't walk anyways, dude.
We're just on a chair. Might as well just be like,
plug in, bro.
Daddy's gonna go walk in this fantasy world with his sword and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna go adventuring.
We're gonna go kill the boss, mate.
We're gonna go kill him.
Dad, the boss.
Grandpa's plugged in.
Grandpa's
playing his stories.
Yeah.
That does sound kind of cool.
It does. Yeah. And so my brother and I my brother has a channel posting some of our adventures. There's this app that's called AI Dungeon.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Actually, it's really fun.
Yeah.
Where you create your character. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, it's D&D.
A little bit.
It seems like
D&D. So you create your character, but you can have these different themes, different types of story, whatever. But you go in and the AI dungeon gives you like it's a prompt scenario, and then you tell it what your character does, and then it responds to it, and it's morphing and growing as and remembering all these past decisions that you made and bringing that into this future, and my brother and I are having a lot of fun with it. It's really cool, and it's still in its early stages. So there's times when the AI gets it wrong or whatever. But
I could see that being like fun in like a group. Like imagine like doing that like almost like as a board game. You just have like maybe a tablet or something, and you just talk about it, and you're going through a story together with friends. You know,
imagine that, but you're in the game.
This is Baldur's Gate,
and you're playing the game, and the game is developing based on your decisions.
It's Baldur's Gate, except you could make it more in depth with gameplay and stuff like that. Like that's coming. That's the next stage of RPG games. Is they're going to be so different because if an AI is running the story, like imagine an AI continuously working in a game, to where you're playing the game and it's different every time based off what you do. But versus like Baldur's Gate has a lot of options because the developers did a great job of thinking of different scenarios, but there's still set paths in that game.
Sure.
There's just a lot of them, which is awesome. But imagine having infinite almost because of the ever-changing landscape of the AI. Obviously, you'll have zones that are the same. The world will be developed. The characters will be there. But how you interact with them and what they do is going to be all ever-changing.
Yeah. And imagine like if you were able to get in this world, like you somehow get like a power that you're able to like ascend to godhood, and you are like, I want the world to change, and then the AI is like, okay, and then the world changes, and you're like, I don't know.
Now you just get God mode. It's not like a God mode game. Now there's lots of cool stuff that AI is going to do for gaming. Like that, gaming is probably going to be the earliest massive changes, I feel like. I mean, besides like some like maybe some like jobs being taken and stuff like that, the base assistant helping with certain things. But when it comes to video games, AI I think is going to change it a lot. Like I said, I think that's one of the biggest things that's coming, one of the earlier things that's coming, because it won't affect as much, I guess. And it seems pretty close to being able to kind of do that, the direction that it's going, because it's not a complex issue to make video games, I feel like. I mean, it is, but
I don't know. I don't know anything about making video games, so.
Well, I mean, just comparatively to some other things that you think about, is because it's technical, right? The AI can learn all the technicality,
like graphics design,
the coding, all that. It can learn that. It's going to learn that before it learns other things.
Like, right.
Too.
It doesn't need to be creative.
We could create our own gaming studio because we like talking. Like that's what I'm thinking about it. You could technically do it if you have a good enough computer or something or whatever, you can just do it in your own basement, and then like have a couple guys think of the ideas, and maybe there's some good skill in being able to tell the AI and being able to articulate to the AI how to be specific and stuff. But
imagine this: we sit there and we give it prompts. Okay, create a world that has the graphics style of Sea of Thieves. However, it's going to be a fantasy world, and we create this prompt, and then as it creates, we can go in and test it and start playing it and be like, okay,
change this.
We'll be talking to AI. We'll like change this, change that, and as we're playing, it's changing it. Right?
Sounds so cool.
Like that sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, I just see a world where almost everyone's playing their own game. Maybe you have a group of friends that you created a game together.
Everyone is playing their own game.
Well, yeah, because if it gets to
that would suck.
I mean, it depends. I mean,
because then that would ruin community
for some people,
because we wouldn't be playing with each other.
Well, that's one of the cons that might happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't change that. If it's easy enough to create your game and people have a specific game they want to play, maybe there's forums where you post your game and you're like, check out my game. Is this a game you like? Some people will not want to create their own game. Some people just want to, there's always people like that don't want to put the time into it, but there will be so much. Just imagine like Steam times 10 and more like community based. They have the community build to be community based games. There'll probably be a section of that. And you're like, come check this out. This is just a rundown of what this game's about. And
I can see the pros and the cons of that, because the cons of that would be, like I said, I feel like it might take away from community, which one of the reasons I love video games so much is because I've built friends from gaming. And so if everyone has their own video game and it's all diluted and there's no real need for a lot of people to play a video game in order for the video game to succeed, then I could see us starting to all separate and get in our own little worlds and not need community as much. And I could see it down the road becoming a really negative thing.
And that is one of the infinite negatives that can happen from AI. You can't control something like that. If we can make a video game, everyone can. Or almost anybody can, right? If you want to. So it's like you're gonna have to. This is what I was talking about prepping for this stuff. You need to be able to pursue community. You need to be able to think about that actively, or you'll just get drowned out into this technological world.
Look at it like one of your stats in your video game, except it's real life.
Yeah.
One of your stats in real life is community, and you need to make sure that stat is strong.
Yeah.
Level it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, make sure that you got that integrated into your life.
Yeah, for us it wouldn't be as bad because we already have our community. So our community of friends, we could make a game like a better version of Sworn for one, like that we like, and then all the boys can play it. You know, like that, because we have a built community. But I mean, like, build a community. Make sure there's systems in place. Maybe people create systems where they come in and say, look, check out my games. You know, now people are going to this website where they check out community games, where they can go meet people. And, you know, so there's tons of ways to still have community, but it's going to make it easier for people to not, essentially. So you just have to pay attention.
Yeah.
But I mean, besides that, it would be sick, and that's a cool idea. And I'm excited for that element to be able to kind of like make our own video games. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm liking some of the stuff. When you think about just the positive, it's fun to think about. So
yeah,
we can go down all the rabbit holes and the doomers. We can become a doomer podcast.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different takes on AI. You know, on the one hand, a lot of people are saying AI is not good enough. It's never going to be good enough, and it's just going to be trash. A lot of people are saying it's going to be all of the future, and that everything is going to change, and it's going to be the next up and coming big thing. And then you got people in between. You got people saying that it's going to destroy the world. And then you got other people saying that it's going to make the world even better. It's a pretty interesting and controversial topic. Let us know what you guys think about AI and video games.
Yeah.
We're mainly just focusing on it from a perspective of video games. But let us know in the comments what you think about AI.
Yeah.
Is it going to ruin video games? Is it going to make them better? Is it going to what is your take?
Yep. My take is it's going to be a tool that can be used for good or bad, and how is society, how are we going to address it and move forward with it?
So kind of like the internet, how the internet is a tool that's
just a 10 billion X version of the internet, which is even scarier and good at the same time.
It's going to be a powerful tool that can be used for good or evil.
It's going to be used for both. Human nature.
Yeah.
It's just about how are we going to be able to address it in the future and reduce the negatives to affect other people. That's the one thing to think about. So yeah, it's just we're going to take this 1 year at a time. We're going to find out where it goes and be optimistic but cautious at the same time. And
yeah.
So
also, little did you guys know that this whole podcast is all just AI.
Yeah, we're fake.
We actually don't exist.
We're not here. Mic drop. Duo team in the ASMR. We're going into ASMR a little bit.
Do you like it when I talk to your ear like this?
Yes, I do.
Me too.